Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Rachel Buck. I'm going to give it just one more minute for anyone else who needs to join in. Today, we will be going over the Geothermal Heat Pumps Partnership to Accelerate Training and Hiring. This is the reviewer training for Phase 1 Connect. First, I want to thank all of you for being here and offering your expertise and time and energy in reviewing these submissions. It means a great deal to us here at the American Made Challenges program, and for those of us at the Geothermal Technologies Office, for you to share your expertise and experience in being here with us. Here's our agenda for today. It will probably take 30 minutes or so to review the following points. We'll give a brief overview of the prize, go over the reviewer roles and requirements, the process and criteria, and then at the very end, I will go over the HeroX platform. I know many of you have already used that, but just in case some of you haven't or you need a refresher, I like to have it on here just in case. And then we will have time for questions. I don't think there are many people online with this. So if you have questions, please feel free to raise your hand or drop them in the Q&A box throughout the presentation. As we will be sending out the slide deck for this, just wanted to have these resources here at the front. So we have the prize rules, the HeroX page, and then if you need any help, my email address is here so I can assist you through the process. All right, let's dig into the prize.
Rachel, just wanted to flag, I'm not seeing slides if you're sharing them.
Oh, you're not. Okay.
Yes, now I do.
Now slides. All right. Well,
Yeah.
welcome everyone. Welcome to my slideshow. All right. So I will back up just a bit. Yes, so I have all the links here, prize rules, HeroX, and then my email. I've emailed all of you individually, so you should have my email. And again, I will be sending this out after the presentation. So the Partnership to Accelerate Training and Hiring for Geothermal Heat Pumps. This is a 3-phase prize with a prize pool of $3 million. The prize aims to address key workforce barriers in geothermal heat pump industry and promote continued and sustainable growth. We plan to support partnerships formed by organizations that are actively involved in workforce development, such as workers' rights organizations, certification and training providers, industry associations, employers, nonprofits, unions, accelerators, municipalities, utility companies, and more. Ultimately, we will be awarding efforts aimed at training and hiring geothermal heating and cooling experts across the U.S. This prize is presented by the Geothermal Technologies Office. Their mission is to increase geothermal energy deployment through research, development, and demonstration of innovative technologies that enhance exploration and production. As mentioned, this is a 3-phase prize. Phase 1 Connect will ask competitors to describe their vision for building a sustainable pathway to the training and hiring for the next generation of geothermal workers. At the end of this phase, we plan to award up to 20 teams $40,000 each, and those teams will be eligible to compete in Phase 2. In that phase, teams will propose a realistic workforce development program with both training and hiring strategy. At the end of that phase, we will award up to 8 teams $150,000 each, and they will be eligible to compete in the final phase, Phase 3 Execute. That is where competitors will share their workforce program results and plans for changes or future implementations, And winners of that round will receive a portion of the remaining $1 million prize pool. Organizations eligible for this prize must be US based, whether that is private, academic, citizen, or legal permanent resident. We are not allowing federal entities or employees or DOE or national lab employees or contractors to submit for this. We have the full eligibility list on page 7 and 8, but we are reviewing all of their eligibility before we send that to you guys, but just wanted to let you know the types of organizations that you will be seeing your submissions from. So the submission, here is what you guys will be seeing as you review the submissions that come in. For phase one, there are 4 pieces, ultimately with the goal of describing their vision for building the sustainable pathway. We're want to see a cover page, summary slide, narrative document, and then letters of support. The cover page should be a quick glance at the project, title, partnership name, short description, including location and key members. The summary slide then will be made public and should just be a PowerPoint slide or similar that provides a summary of their project goals, easy to read, and an outline of their what they're submitting. The narrative document is the main focus of this phase and should include an introduction to their partnership, partner organizations, how they share their mission, vision, or goals. They should define their region where the partnership is aiming to extend the workforce program. This can be various levels from a town, county, city, state, or multi-state region. They should describe their region's current adoption of GHP technologies, the workforce and workforce gaps that they're facing, demonstrate their partnership and or partners and the experience that they have in the heating and cooling installation and service fields. Demonstrate that their partnership or partners are representative of relevant stakeholders in their region. Identify staff and other resources that are required to complete the sustainable workforce program. Demonstrate access to or plan to obtain the identified resources if they don't already have them. And they should identify how, if successful, their partnership's proposal will support GHP deployment within the US. As you can see at the top, we do note that this should not exceed 2,500 words and has a limit of 5 images, tables, figures, or graphs. Some people do go over this 2,500 word limit, but as judges, we only ask you to read that first 2,500 words of any submission that you receive. The fourth and final component of the submission are letters of support or commitment. They should be from any of their partners that will be critical to the success of their project, demonstrate their support of the plan, or intent to work with that organization for future phases. All of the letters will be combined into one PDF document, so you won't have to download multiple or view multiple. It should all just be one document that they will upload. So scoring for this. As I mentioned, there were 4 pieces of this phase 1, and they will each be weighted differently. So the cover page is 5%, summary slide 5%, narrative document is the meat of the submission, so that will be 70%, and then letters of support or commitment will be the final 20%. As an expert reviewer, you will review each of the submissions that you're assigned individually and assess all of the information from that competitor as it relates to each section of the criteria. You will score each criterion on a 0 to 5 scale, and then we will weight that at the end. So each criterion score will be combined to generate a total average score for the submission. So as an example, here we have the cover page at 0 to 5, summary slide 0 to 5, and then the narrative document, because we do require much more from them. Each of these specific criterion within that, we will have you rank 0 to 5. Did they complete each of those? And then we will weight that at the end for 70% of their score. And then the letters of support or commitment, 0 to 5, will be also weighted at the end. The official rules document has all of the information that you need as an expert reviewer to successfully review the submissions for phase one. All of the judging criteria and more information can be found in there. So I highly encourage you to save that rules document or download it so that you have it ready for you as we begin assigning these submissions. Before I dig into these expectations, I do want to thank you again. Reviewers are vital to the integrity of the American Made Challenges program. And so, again, we appreciate you lending us your time and expertise in this subject area and in reviewing the submissions. For those of you who haven't reviewed with us before, an NDA is required to be sure that teams and their innovations remain confidential as they move through each phase of this process. It's critical that we maintain confidentiality for the integrity of the program, and we ask that you are acting in the government's best interest to protect this information throughout the process. As I mentioned, you'll be scoring the submissions based on the criteria and provide general comments and feedback to the competitors. The teams that are participating are really eager to get input. They're very important and they can help guide these organizations as they move forward with future prizes or future opportunities. As part of the NDA, you will not be allowed to share the submission, evaluation materials, or other materials, any information outside of the review process to anyone who is not part of this review process, or communicating with the applicant or anyone that's named on the application. You also cannot use the information within these submissions for personal benefit to make informed decisions on investments, things like that. Additionally, we want to note any conflicts of interest. Having a conflict of interest does not disqualify you from being a reviewer. Just let us know as early as possible so we can switch the submissions to someone else. Conflicts of interest include any financial interest that you or your spouse may have, pensions, employment, stocks, partnership if you're seeking employment with one of the key participants of a submission, recent student, teacher, former employer, close personal friend or relative, or you are a reviewer organization or you're working on a similar project. So just let us know if you come across one of those proposals, if there is a conflict of interest. Later in the presentation, I can show you where to view the application's team names and team members to help you determine if there is a conflict of interest. And we can get these reassigned and still appreciate and still have your support on other applications. As you go through the comments, or as you go through, you'll have the opportunity to make comments. We ask that you write them in the assumption that they'll be given directly to the teams, that they are constructive and provide ideas for improving the submission or other information that is beneficial to the team. Although this current iteration of this prize does not have a round two, even if the team is a winner, they could use this information to improve their phase two submission if they move forward, or other future projects that they want to work on. So your comments are really important, and it's important that they are effective and constructive. We ask that your comments are specific and concise in their strengths. We ask that you do not include personal opinions or any inflammatory language. Please act as if you are writing like a business email. We also ask that you not penalize for grammar or use of English unless the application is completely incomprehensible. At the end, we will be providing these comments to the teams to help them in their future projects and tasks. And finally, we ask that your comments correlate with your scores. So if you give a low score, please tell us why. If you're giving a, if you're giving a high score, please tell us why. We don't want to be in a situation where we've given a low score and all of the comments say is that this was great. So making sure that those align helps us a lot in the end. All right, well, today is the day of the reviewer training. Submissions are due tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. You will be receiving an email from HeroX today that will either invite you to the platform or direct you to the web page. As we conduct the initial eligibility reviews, we will be making assignments the 13th and 14th. If you are not receiving emails that have them, please feel free to shoot me an email. You'll have it at the top of your inbox again once I send out this recording and these slides. And we are anticipating having a winner announcement a month from today. I do want to note that with this current government transition, there have been some delays in different parts of the prize process. So we are looking to see if there will be an extension here, but right now we are planning on this same deadline, same timeline. So if we hear anything else, we will reach out and let you guys know. But for now, this is our anticipated timeline. Okay. And so finally, I want to go over the HeroX platform for those of you who have not used it before. We'll just be going through on how you access it and where you find and score your submissions. HeroX is a crowdsourcing platform used by NREL and the American Made Challenge Network to accept applications and coordinate judging. This example is from another prize, but as our current prize still has not received the applications and we cannot share that with you right now, this one will be our example for today. So if you have not already, you will receive an email that will invite you to sign up for HeroX. You will need to go into your email and accept that invite. It will come from noreply@herox.com, so be sure to check your spam folder. You will need to then accept the invitation on HeroX once you are logged in to become a judge for the challenge. And then acknowledge that you will need to read and accept the following non-disclosure agreement. There it will take you to the NDA where you will review and accept that. It is required of all reviewers to make sure that the teams and their innovations remain confidential and ensure that there are no conflicts of interest as discussed earlier. From here, once you have entries that have been assigned to you, you will go back to the main home page for HeroX and click on the Entries tab. And there you can view submissions for your round. And that will bring you to a list of the submissions that you have to review. You can click on each of the submissions to view the full submission. You can review the team for potential conflicts of interest that we reviewed earlier in the presentation, as it will include the team name, the team members, as well as any of their contact information from email to LinkedIn profiles or other professional profiles. Without any conflicts of interest, you can scroll down and you can hit set score. If you do have a conflict of interest, again, just reach out to me and I will reassign as needed. so that you can go down and set scores to those that you are reviewing. When you do hit set score, it will take you to the judging page. At the bottom, you'll see sliders, and they will go from 0 to 5 for our criteria, which is how you can move them accordingly based on the criterion that you are currently judging. At the bottom, there will be one comment box. Please enter all comments into that box, and then you can hit submit at the bottom of the page. After you click submit, you'll go back to the screen with the entry info. You can see the score you entered as well as the button to change the score. Note that until the judging officially closes, you can go back and adjust the score as needed. And when you've entered the scores and go back to your entries, it will display all of the scores on the right-hand side to help you keep track of where you are. Yeah, and that is a quick overview of Hero X, as well as the prize and the prize requirements. We tried to keep phase one pretty low lift for the organizations um, so that we can get cast a wide net with them. And we hope to get your input on these. Again, if there are any changes to the timeline, we will let you know, but we will send out this recording as well as the slides just after this call. Does anyone have any questions? Okay. I'm not seeing any pop up in Q&A. Or on the meeting chat. But again, if you have any questions or if anything comes up, you all will have my email address. And again, you'll have that at the top of your inbox once I send these out. So thank you again. We appreciate your time in being here today and your willingness to review all of the submissions that we would get for GHP paths. Thanks so much, everyone.